Welcome to the final episode of Limitless Trading for this week. We wanted to see if you caught the short with us when we had said that if the trend line at around 54.90 failed, you take your short, and then if 5400-ish broke down, we were going to retest at least 5300 and possibly go to 5212, which was support from Friday the 11th. And we got pretty close today. The market is defending 5250 on the smaller time frame, but we had said on the daily that this was support down here, 4860s more or less. Anything above 5035 was a long, 5212 is a long, and then either you're closing out your longs at the 5400 area or you're taking a short into OPEX. OPEX is going to possibly, it could be bullish because it's into a 3-day weekend and market makers can cover their shorts, right? I suspect that we're going to possibly see, this area defend, which was the 5250 area defend, come back up to retest the breakdown. Again, market loves to go back and test liquidity, retest it at, let's say 5400 into a 3-day weekend, cover, any shorts. And then roll over Monday or Tuesday if we have any catalyst with Iran, any more tariff talks. But it looks like the tariff stuff is coming off the table. The VIX is rolling over. So whatever the market is afraid of into October is going to be something else. But we trade level to level. If you took the short, you're just moving your stop loss and you're closing it out. For OPEX, I expect that the volume is going to be, if not choppy, terrible. And then Monday, Tuesday, we possibly resume the downside with another pivot coming on the 24th, 25th, which should be a bottom. We're probably going to go bullish into the first week of May. But now that we also heard from Powell, Powell today, who is basically not going to come to the rescue, the market may just cover into the weekend and just continue to roll over. We had said that for May, we had seen ourselves possibly being somewhere down here, again in the 5400 or 5700 area. Or if we cross this line right here by May 6th, maybe Powell is bullish and the market, goes off to the races. So we're either pulling a double top or this is working a bull flag. This, the 90-day tariff hold could be the pull and then creating a bull flag right here. If you look at it a little bit here, this trend line here that held and then today's close, that can make a bull flag. You can make a case that this is just going to chop, and then break out after either Friday the 25th going into which is the next pivot. Our next pivot is actually next week on Friday going into the weekend, or the market may wait till Tuesday the 29th of April to have liftoff. Who knows? But we always say take it one level at a time. Don't assume. If a level holds, you take your long. If a level breaks down, take your short. Now, on the smaller time frame, again, we were basically back to the 52.51. I said to everybody, you want to at least wait for a retest of a long. You can go long, for example, on Wednesday, the 53.50 defended, and that's a short long back to 54.28. But this is the very same level that we basically came back to from Friday, right? I have that a little bit zoomed, so it's harder to see. But we're basically back to the same level we were just a few days ago. Now, does it mean we backtest? Again, there's a resistance up here at 55.15 that the market wants to test. At the very minimum, we could at least just retest the high of the week at 54.86. If 52.51 breaks down, we still have this support line again down here at 50.15. And then we have other ones lower. I suspect we're going to see this 57.54 sooner rather than later. Possibly, again, if Powell gives disappointing news, no cuts or anything like that, then we may roll over. But again, one level at a time. If 52.51 holds, take your long to 52.88, 53.20, all the way back to possibly retesting this high of 54.85 or 55.15. And remember, there's a gap fill in the nosebleed section at what we said was where the three wise men are still waiting for someone to bail them out. At least at 55.78 gets them out. But really, This guy in the middle needs 56.29 to get out. These guys are waiting here. And market makers don't like to take losses very often. So I suspect we're going to get something bullish probably by the end of June, all the way in this area. If the intel is correct, by July we'll be up here getting everybody out, and then roll over into Q3, Q4. But again, one level at a time. On the daily, let's see if this area right here, 5250, holds to back test 5400. If you don't think this is going to hold and you want to play a put, I would just be very cautious. I would go cash heavy into a 3-day weekend, because anything can happen. We could get some great news and blow off the top, and then you're short and you're stuck. I'd rather go long into a 3-day weekend or just stay heavy cash. If you were short, close it. What's the worst that can happen is you retake your short on Monday. If you say, hey, you know what, it rejected again, okay, but you don't have to think about it over a 3-day weekend, over a holiday weekend. That's not something you want to be thinking about. Very rare that the market goes short, at the very least flat, where I'm saying that I think we're going to go 5,400-ish and just stay flat. But again, if you were short, just run your stop loss. Look to see if we hit 52.12. If we break that down, again, back to 50.35 and retesting a little bit more of this liquidity. If we defend 52.12 into OPEX and you say, all right, I want to take a long, just be smart about it, because we could go up or break down and come down and look for more liquidity. We don't know if this is going to turn into a bull flag. Right here, these two right here could be a double top for all we know, because again, we're hitting this resistance of a former trend line that was support, right, for tariff day, and now it's becoming resistance. Can it break out and then become support? Absolutely. But this intersection here is at one of our pivot dates, which is May 5th, May 6th, and that's as a FOMC. So let's just take it one level at a time. Let's see what the market gives us and take it little by little in trades. I don't think we're going to be out of the woods till the end of June, but we'll see if this plays out, and then we break out to the upside on some possible great news going into Memorial Weekend, which is typically where the bull run starts for the summer. If you like the content, please subscribe, like, comment below, Discord, or email us, and we'd love to have you join our group.